Okay, please sit in a side sitting with your feet to the right and you lean on your left hand. You put the right hand on top of your head, and with the help of your hand, once move your right ear to your right shoulder and once your left ear to your left shoulder. And while you do this movement, pay attention that you move your head sideways and that you don't turn it or move it in some other way. Do this gently and softly. And notice if you do the movement only in your neck, or if you can sense that also the spine and even the pelvis is participating in the movement. Now switch over your legs. Come to lean on your right hand and put your left hand on top of your head. Your feet are to the left now. And with the help of your left hand, you move your right ear to your right shoulder once and your left ear to your left shoulder once. Do the movement slowly so that you notice that your nose doesn't turn, but you tilt your head from side to side, once to one shoulder, once to the other shoulder. Notice now, when you move the right ear to the right shoulder, what is easier, to move the left hip down or up? And when you move the left ear to the left shoulder, what is easier, to lift the left hip a little bit or to lower it? Experiment with this and rest. You can either rest in sitting or come back to lying on your back if you did so in the beginning. If not, you can do it now. Now slowly come up again to sitting, side sitting, with your feet to the right, and this time lean on your left elbow and forearm. And put your right hand again on top of your head. And again do the same movement. Move the right ear to the right shoulder and the left ear to the left shoulder. And see, for this movement to be fluent, how do you move your chest, your ribs, and also your hips? When your right ear comes to the right shoulder, see if your right hip comes closer to your head. And when your left ear goes to the left shoulder, see if you can let your right hip go down toward the floor. Can you discover in what way to move yourself so that the body will help the head to do the side tilting? And now move your feet to the other side and come to lean on your right elbow. Put your hand on top of your head and tilt again your right ear to your right shoulder and your left to your left. And if you can see, if you can sense how the movement need not to be only in the neck, the spine can participate, the ribs on one side open more and close more on the other, and how the hip participate. When when the left hip goes up, when the left hip goes down. Now you can come back to sitting or lying on your back and rest, and just sense how you sit or how you lie on your back. Now, come again to a side sitting with your feet to the right, lean on your left elbow, and elongate your right arm toward the ceiling. With your eyes, you look at your hand, and follow your hand with your eyes, and you take your arm backwards towards your right, but backwards, and then back again to the middle. You can watch the video carefully, see what direction we take the arm in. So you move the arm back, follow it with the eyes, and then put it back to the middle again, and move only what is comfortable. See, where do you feel when the movement stops? Well, where do you feel that it becomes more difficult even before that stop? But try to see if there are parts in your chest, in your trunk, your neck, or someplace else you can soften so the movement will be easier. Now switch over your legs, come to lean on your right elbow, move your feet to the left, elongate your left arm to the ceiling, And with your eyes, follow your arm and hand. Look with your eyes at your hand when you move the left arm and hand backward and then back to the middle again. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It is important not to do more than is easy and comfortable. Leave this alone and rest. Now we do one more movement. Move your feet to the right again. Lean on your left elbow and put your right hand behind your head. Now, when you lean on your left elbow, feet to the right, once lift your head to look at your right knee, and once take your head back to look at the ceiling. And see, when does the right knee become shorter, when does it become longer? Can you feel a connection between the lifting and the head and the elongating and the shortening of the lower body of the knee, the leg? In other words, how does your upper body coordinate with your lower body to make the movements easy and efficient? Now switch over everything. Move your feet to the left, lean on your right elbow, and put the left hand behind your head. And once you let the head go back, look toward the ceiling with your left hand behind your head. And once, with the help of your left hand, lift the head to look at the left knee. See, when is the left knee getting shorter? When does it get longer? When you lift the head to the ceiling, do you let the knee become longer? When you lift the head to look at the knee, let the knee become shorter. Or do you do something else? Try to do it the way I described now. So when you look at the knee, it becomes shorter. When you look at the ceiling, the knee becomes longer. Can you feel throughout the body the symphony of the coordination of this movement? Now just come up to side sitting, leaning on your right hand. Put your left hand on your head and move left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Sense if you can better sense, you can better feel now the coordination, that it's not just your neck moving, it's your ribs, your chest, your hips. When the left ear comes to the left shoulder, your left hip rises. When the right ear goes to the right shoulder, your left hip lowers to the floor. Switch over the legs and do the same a few times, and then slowly come up to standing and walk around and see how you feel. This is the end of the lesson.